Does your team member speak a whole different language? Hey there, I'm Vanessa. I work with leaders in business to bring out the best in themselves and others through shifting their mindset and shifting their behavior. This week's video is inspired by a leader who, and I quote, she said, "I feel like I speak Shakespeare and they just don't get it." Who here has ever been in a situation where you've had to work with somebody and it feels like your communication does this? It's like, what planet were they born on? And yet the contrast of that is, have you ever worked with someone where you just clicked in the moment and you feel like you speak each other's language and that you've known each other forever, even though you've only come across each other a short while ago? Well, wouldn't it be awesome if we were able to communicate well with everybody in our team, not just those that we connect to and click with, yeah? So I think that what we need to do is, first of all, we have to take responsibility for our own communication. So if our communication doesn't land with our team member, it's on us. We need to be mindful of how we're communicating with others in a way that they want to be communicated with. I love this quote by Nelson Mandela. He says, "Speak to a man in a language he understands and you have his head, but speak to a man in his language and you have his heart." And what I love about that is it's a reminder that we need to step into the world of the people that we're working with rather than approaching everything through our lens. So how do we do that? Well, there are plenty of models out and around that help us with communication. I love using DISC. Extended DISC is about behavioural profiling. It helps us understand what comes naturally to some and what's non-natural, and it helps us to be able to understand we can shift our behaviour to try a different approach to influence people. So if you do have access to a profiling tool, if you're working with a coach, or if you can jump online and even have a look at it that way, it is a great way for you to get into that mindset of the world just doesn't revolve around how you perceive it. It actually needs to be approached differently for different people. So we've either, after we've realized we take responsibility for how our message is received, we find a model that can help us, like Extended DISC. Then the third thing I think that we need to remember is that we need to be checking to hear that they're listening. And that's an important step that we need to make rather than just assuming that our message has been heard. Look, I trust this has been of use to you. If you want to find out anything more about Extended DISC, it's a topic I love talking about, so please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, thanks for joining in for another Empowered Leadership. Looking forward to talking to you again soon. Bye.